We are cooking from scratch with love here on Rouse Rising. Today we are making a delicious Pullman style loaf of bread. This is a new to me recipe we're going to try today. And we're also going to make some delicious chicken and dumplings made from scratch, every bit of it. So delicious, very nourishing, and you don't want to miss this dumpling recipe. It's very flavorful. We are going to start out making our bread and getting our sponge going before we start our chicken and dumplings. We added 3 cups of warm water from about 105 degrees to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, right around there. That is going to make our yeast nice and happy. So we've got 3 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. We're going to do 1/3 of the cups of honey in here as well. And then we're going to add 4 cups of flour to this mixture. I'm going to do 2 cups fresh milled and 2 cups all purpose. And then we're going to let this rise and double for about 30 minutes. And this is what we call a sponge. It's when you make a wet, loose mixture of your yeast, your sweetener, and your flour, and you let it work and get really, really active before you add the rest of your ingredients. So we are gonna leave this sponge to double over the next 30 minutes while we assemble our ingredients. I've got 2.5 cups of flour here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt to that. And if we need to add more flour later, we will do that, but this is what we're going to add to start and get all of that evenly incorporated. This is definitely doubled. For some reason, I feel like the recipe that I followed, it called for 2 tablespoons, and I used less than 2 tablespoons yeast because I really feel like that was probably too much. It also said to use butter, but because we're a dairy intolerant family, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are adding about 4 tablespoons of fat. You can use any fat. I'm using olive oil. A little bit extra honey because I need 1/3 of a cup. And I think that's more than enough. And then we're going to go around with some flour. And if the dough is too sticky, we can add in a little bit more flour as needed, but we always want to add a little bit less first and then add in as we need, if we need. I got this nifty olive oil sprayer, and we are going to use that to spray the inside of our bowl. You can also pour some olive oil in there and wipe it around, but I figured I would test this little sprayer out. And then our dough is still pretty wet, I would say, but it's holding together really well. I am having to manipulate it a bit to get it off the sides of the bowl, but it's perfect. I'm just gonna fold it up here, knead it a few more times to shape it up into a round bowl. And then we are gonna toss this into our bowl of olive oil and get it coated in oil. I'm gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna cover it for the next half hour until it doubles in size. We are going to make chicken and dumplings, and I've got a whole chicken in the pot. We're going to add some water and some seasonings in here. We're going to add some bay leaf, some peppercorns, some onion, a whole onion, and celery. We're going to treat this just like any chicken soup that I've made in this house. We're going to add a whole onion. We're going to add a couple of bay leaves. You want to be sure to remove all of these ingredients from your stock once the chicken is cooked through, and then we'll reincorporate some vegetables when we're done. We're also going to go in with some freeze-dried celery. Now, I do have a Harvest Right freeze dryer, and it is great for buying produce on sale and freeze drying it, just like I did with a whole lot of celery I was able to get one time. I'm going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon to this. That is optional. You can add it or not add it. I just threw some powder in there, maybe a tablespoon or so. Then we're going to top it off with some black peppercorns. This really adds a lot of depth of flavor. We're going to pressure cook this for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to let it slow cook for about an hour. I ended up with a bit of extra dough because I added an excess amount of honey. Also, I failed to check my measuring cup when I added the warm water. You guys might have noticed that. I think I was a little above the 3-cup line. I had to add a ton of flour to this dough to get it to be a dough, and here we are. So what I'm going to do is roll this up. Well, we're going to flatten it out first into a big rectangle and press out some of the air bubbles. Then we're going to roll this up 3 times, kind of like a cinnamon roll. And any excess that I have, I'm going to put into a second smaller loaf pan. But you're going to see this dough is quite wet and quite sticky for me, but that's all right. It's working just fine. I'm just using my bench knife here to scrape it up and flip it over. And like I said, we're going to roll this up 3 times and then stick it in our loaf pan. Now, I just got one of these large Pullman style loaf pans, except for it's not a Pullman style, it's just a longer loaf pan, and I really like it. I think it's great. This is a new to me, slightly new to me bread recipe. It's just a little bit different than the one that I have used previously, but now that I know what I'm doing, y'all, it's going to turn out way better in the future. So there we go. Just figure out a way to get your dough into your bread pan. Make sure you oil your bread pan really well. This is a non-stick coated bread pan, which isn't ideal. I would prefer something aluminum or stainless steel. Not even aluminum. I would prefer stainless steel. Haven't found one yet. Came across this loaf pan at Walmart and decided to give it a try because it's a long loaf pan, and you can see the little one I'm spraying with oil there. That just doesn't cut it for my size family, and that's why I haven't been baking bread in my oven. But now that we've got this long loaf pan and I am replacing or getting new bread pans for baking in the oven, I am going to slow down my baking in my bread machine because that bread pan, the Teflon is scraping off in it. So I don't want to use that any longer. So now we are going to be using our mixer and baking bread just like this. But if you want to check out my Nutrimil Artiste mixer, will also be linked down there. If you're interested in that, I will link these bread pans and some alternatives. If you want to go with something that doesn't have a non-stick coating on it, there are options for that, and I will leave a few links down below to make your bread baking much simpler, easier, and more pleasant. We allowed the bread dough to double in size in the loaf pans. We preheated our oven to 400 degrees, and before placing our bread in the oven, we turned it down to 350 degrees and baked for 50 minutes or until the internal temperature is 190 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when you know it's done. Isn't it beautiful? It's amazing. Bread is all baked. Let's get back to this chicken and dumplings recipe. We removed the carcass from the chicken broth. We strained out the chicken broth, and now we've got some celery and carrots sauteing up in our Instant Pot. To the sauteed celery and carrots, we are going to add our strained chicken broth. All of it is going to go into our big Instant Pot. And then to that, we are going to be adding the remainder of our ingredients, but we're just going to get this broth cooking and warming through. We're going to shred up the chicken back there with a mixer and get that going also, but we're going to make these dumplings. Yep, that's what we're going to do first. While our pot of broth is starting to come to a boil, we're going to mix up these dumplings real quick. They're just glorified noodles that we're going to throw in this soup, and it's going to make it so super tasty. So we're going to start out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We're also going to do about half a teaspoon of, actually, I'm going to do a full teaspoon of salt because I think that's kind of important. So we're going to do a full teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to go in with a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Adds loads of flavor to these delicious little dumplings. You can add parsley or whatever else you like to these dumplings, or you can keep them super simple. You can just do flour and milk and salt. roll that out and have super simple dumplings, but I decided to jazz mine up a little bit. I'm doing about a teaspoon of sugar in there. I don't want these to be sweet biscuit dumplings. It just needs a little bit extra in there, so I just did about a teaspoon. The recipe called for 2, and I thought that was too much. 1 teaspoon is sufficient when adding sugar to your savory meals. We're gonna blend all these dry ingredients together, and then we're gonna add our wet ingredients. I'm making this dairy-free. We are gonna add half a cup of cold almond milk. We're then gonna go in with 4 tablespoons of fat. I'm gonna use olive oil, but butter would be much better for this. We're also gonna go in with about 3/4 of a cup of ice cold water, and we're gonna mix all of this up and form a nice dough. All right, now we're gonna sprinkle some flour onto our work surface, and we are gonna tip the dough out onto our floured surface, and we're just gonna kind of pat it into a shape, get it flattened out a little bit, and use our roller to roll this about 3/4 of an inch, maybe less than that actually, about 1/2 inch thick. We're gonna roll it out about as evenly as we can all the way across. Once your dough is nice and uniform, you have a couple of different options how you can cut your noodles or cut your dumplings. I'm using a bench knife right here to cut, and then watching this back, I said, why didn't I grab my pizza cutter? Mom brain, I just didn't. But you could use a pizza cutter, you can use a knife, you could use a wire, whatever you have, just cut up your noodles into bite-sized pieces. They can be different sizes, whatever. It doesn't really matter too much. You can make them perfectly even, the exact same if that's how you want them. I get a little bit more even as I go along, but at first I was just hacking at these noodles. But it's been a long time since I've made chicken and dumplings. It's probably been a decade. Who knows? It's been a minute. So we're making them again. And these are going to be delicious and tasty. We're just cutting them into strips and then cutting them into rectangles while our broth and our chicken and carrots and celery, all of that is warming up, coming to a boil in our Instant Pot. If you're doing this on your stove top, then keep an eye. Don't let your soup boil over. Just be mindful of that. But we are going to pop these into our Instant Pot one by one or a couple at a time just so that they don't stick together. But before we put the noodles in the pot, I realized, oh my goodness, I need to add the chicken. So we're using our mixer here, and we are going to shred this chicken up. This is the easiest way I found to do it, although I needed a bigger bowl to accomplish that today. But we got it done. So the chicken's going into the pot, and like I said earlier, you've got to get this pot up to a near boil or really, really hot, as close to a boil as you can get before you drop your noodles in here. And then as you drop them, you're going to see, yes, they're going to sink down to the bottom and pop back up and float, but you do want to cook these through. So I would boil them for anywhere to 7 to 11 minutes, let's say. I'm going to put all the noodles into my pot, and then I'm going to put the lid on top, and you're going to see here that's going to bring it right up to a boil and cook all of these noodles the whole way through. You do want your noodles cooked all the way through. You don't want doughy, undone noodles. That's not yummy. That's yucky. So we're going to make sure that we get them cooked through and bring them up to an actual boil. I know it's not boiling yet, but just bear with me. Let's have some patience. We're going to get this going real nice. I've got 10 little feet running around that just cannot wait to dig into these chicken and dumplings. They are so excited, and they're also going to have a slice of bread with some butter, but it's not butter because, you know, the whole dairy situation. So we've got our fake butter to put on our delicious bread, and we are going to serve up this chicken and dumplings meal in our bowls, and we are going to sit down together as a family and enjoy this delicious warming meal. We do have some leftovers, so that makes lunch tomorrow super easy. And the kids have a choice, because if you watched my last video, we made a delicious split pea soup that was so good, and we have leftovers of that too. So I didn't want to serve them that 2 days in a row. So we made the split pea soup, we made the chicken and dumplings, and then on the third day, they've got a choice which one they eat. And then of course we still have that beautiful loaf of bread, that sandwich bread. I think this is gonna be my new go-to recipe. You all have seen through the ages, I have tried so many different bread recipes on this channel. Now I did add too much honey. I will put less honey in next time. We went a little overkill, but I hope you guys give it a try and let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you next time. Bye.